the community, everyone was friendly. They knew how to be with you and support you. But if you needed the space and your independence, you didn't have to really even tell them to leave yourself away from them. They would know, because being in a small school, that is one of the biggest advantage we would have, because everyone would know everyone personally, the staff, the students, the higher authorities, the owner, the principal, everybody.
Varun Ravishankur is a recent graduate of the Canada Royal Arts School. Arriving at the school, Varun didn't really know what he wanted to learn to become, only that it had to be of a creative nature. While at the school, Varun took on a leadership role. He enjoyed the community vibe and felt a strong connection with the diverse students and faculty. Varun was more than happy to learn of the surprising artistic process that would define his time at the Canada Royal Arts School. I've got a question to start with, Varun. If you could please give me a summary of what you've been up to since you graduated from the Canada Royal Arts School, where you're going to take your post-secondary education, what you're going to study, and what you're up to now.
Well, after graduation, I graduated on August, and I straight away applied for my college that I wanted to get into. And I got into the college, and that's La Salle College, Vancouver. And according to me, they have like 22 schools globally. And I've particularly taken my course for Bachelor's of Fashion Design. It's a 3 years program, and my semester actually started on October 5th.
What have you been doing all summer? Well, you graduated August, so it's only been a couple months, right?
Yeah. I was in the process of like applying for the colleges and all that. Yeah.
And sorry, what was the name of it again? The college?
La Salle College.
La Salle?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you think that the Canada Royal Arts School influenced your choice of university and the area of study?
Completely, because I just came to Canada in general to finish my high school, and I wasn't particularly concentrating in which subject, but I just knew I wanted to focus on the arts field. So what happened in Canada Royal Arts is I found out that there was fashion design course, which helped me. And I had to take fashion design course as one of my electives because it was compulsory. But once I started the day I began school, I was so interested in fashion design. That class, the first class itself, I decided that I want to take it as a career, because generally I like shopping a lot of clothes and expensive stuff. So it's kind of like all in one package, because it's clothes and you have your own company, and it's an art form in its own. So yeah, and I never took anything related to fashion before Canada Royal Arts.
Okay, that's fabulous that you just kind of fell into the whole fashion thing.
Yeah, and I'm really dedicated to it in a way that I got an option to just complete my diploma for fashion design, but I'm going to stick around for 3 years and complete my bachelor's because it's much more better. Yeah.
If you were to write a resume, Varun, listing your experiences and accomplishments while you were at the Canada Royal Arts School and your interests, what do you think it would say? And what extracurricular activities were you involved in?
What I would add into my resume, if it was in that case, I would say gained a lot of knowledge behind arts, all the arts field, made a lot of friends, got really close with the teachers and staff members in general. Even the high authorities, we were very close. So we were basically like really open, and we felt safe in their hands. And that's something big for a small school to know about, because Canada Royal Arts is small. And one best thing we got is independent attention. So all the teachers would concentrate on us, help us around, and all that. So attention, independence, um, uh, friendship, communication, uh, responsibilities, because everybody had their own work to do, and I was actually the head boy of my school the last year. And yeah, so responsibility, communication, and in the curricular activities, extracurricular, it wasn't an compulsive requirement, because our Canada Royal Arts High School is basically an arts oriented high school, and as far as I know, there's very few of them in Canada also. So yeah, so extracurricular activities, we would have light exercises, and when a new semester started or ended, or somewhere in the middle, we would have these field trips. So we would go out for the field trips, like to Gross Mountain. We went ice skating into the uh, Richmond area. So we kind of did small exercises. We went for basketball, badminton. So it would be once in a while, uh, and usually it would be like in the beginning of the year, school year, or end of the school year, just to get close with our own students and the teachers through activities, basically. Yeah.
Great. And I know you touched on it a minute ago, but what subjects did you prefer and excel at? I know fashion was one of them.
Yeah. So for me personally, I like arts subjects in general, and I prefer excelling in that. So I don't really like other academic subjects, but since I had to graduate, I kind of had to take the rest of the requirements. But and I did excel in all of them. Uh, but my pick would be we had a portfolio development class where our teacher would sit with us, help us with our portfolios, to develop it, to add things, because she would have uh, the higher experience, basically. So all the visual arts classes, illustration, fashion illustration, so all those classes would be my personal favorites. Yeah.
Varun, what was your proudest moment at the school?
um, I would say being the head boy of the school. Yeah, because I like having a lot of responsibility in general, but once I came to know I would be the head boy, it was nice because people would talk to me, like I could help out other people if they required anything. So yeah, and most of the time in my fashion class, I would like take charge. So if my teacher would have to go somewhere, she would give me the responsibility of taking care of the class if anyone had any question to ask me. So yeah, that's nice.
You like taking the leadership role.
Yeah,
That'll benefit you.
yeah.
Let's think back to when you and your family were choosing a school, Varun. How and why did you choose the Canada Royal Art School? And were you attending a school before that?
Well, I was in Dubai. I'm from Dubai. Uh, so I have studied in Dubai, and I've also studied in India. And personally, for me, all the schools I've gone to, and most of the general schools anywhere around the world, I would say, is academic based or extracurricular based. So those two things are not important for me when it comes to my careers, other than artistic side. And I wanted to focus on an art school because I'm highly interested in the arts field. So it was really hard for me to find one because art schools are really rare. So I had a plan that I wanted to come to Canada as in the future for me to work. So I just checked out schools in Vancouver if there was any, because it would kind of make my future easy in a way. Uh, and yeah, I found the school as a high school, and since it was an art oriented high school, It was like arts based, and I had to finish my high school, so both of them together just happened.
Excellent. Now, if you had to pick one thing, what did you appreciate most about attending the Canada Royal Art School?
I would say the community. Everyone was friendly. They knew how to be with you and support you. But if you needed the space and your independence, you didn't have to really even tell them to leave yourself away from them. They would know, because being in a small school, that is one of the biggest advantage we would have, because everyone would know everyone personally, the staff, the students, the higher authorities, the owner, the principal, everybody. So uh, and like we would see everyone in the building every time. So if we are just passing classes, we would see most of the time all the people around the school. So yeah, so that's what I appreciate a lot about Canada Royal Arts. And I also appreciate like the school community doesn't judge at all.
Let's step back and try and see the school as objectively as possible, Varun. And to the best of your knowledge and in your mind, what most differentiates the Canada Royal Art School from other schools your family may have chosen?
Uh, I would say that the rules and the regulations, because all my high schools, I've traveled a lot, and I moved to different schools in different countries, and uh, all of them would have rules like you can't color your hair, you can't have tattoos, piercings, all the artistic expression items. Uh, but one good thing about Canada Royal Arts is the community, and how the community doesn't judge anybody. So and there's no rules or regulations by the principal or the owner or any of the staff members. And if you wanted to eat something, drink something, kind of relax, you have a certain time for it, and you can do it. So there are rules which are helpful, but in a way wouldn't interfere with your personal expression, basically. Yeah.
Let's have some fun with this next question, Varun. Say the Canada Royal Art School is going to be personified. The school is going to become a person, a single person that we want to get to know. Can you
Mhm.
describe that person's personality in 3 ways, in 3 words?
3 words:
Yeah,
fun, um, independent, and really friendly.
3 great traits. Do you want to dive in a little
Yeah.
bit on the independent part?
Yeah, independent, because I feel if Canada Royal Arts was a person and had these qualities, personalities, independence would be because it doesn't really need anyone's support, in a way that it can grow on its own because of its own ethics and how the community or the person itself is in this case. Then fun, because it's an art school and it's a person, and uh, generally an artistic person would be really fun. And yeah, just general fun, open, fun,
and
talkative. Yeah.
and
and
friendly.
and friendly. Yeah, as a art student, I would say that.
Terrific. What would you say are the school's highest values in actual practice?
In practice, I would say supporting the students, um, one-on-one attention when needed. Yeah, different view on the world. Yeah, I would say that.
Is a diverse student body?
Yeah, it's diverse, because for example, when I joined, uh, there were people from China, Japan, Korea, and by the second semester I was there, and Iranian, uh, US students, um, Spanish students, yeah. So it's really open.
Speaking of students, what do you think that students and families would find surprising about the Canada Royal Art School, Varun? And what surprised you when you were there?
They would, I feel they would be really surprised in the way how the school works and how strong the bond is between just the students and the teachers. Because usually in a school or educational field, uh, there's like a really strict side between the teachers and students generally, and it's like expectations and morals and uh, ideas and all that. It's really hard to speak to a teacher or even a higher authority in the school when you're in that kind of environment. But you'll be surprised when you go to Canada Royal Arts, everybody's friendly. Anything you want, they will listen, they will talk to you. Some of the teachers you might even get really close to in a way that they might even know what you're going through without you telling them. You might have a really bad day and you might be good at hiding it, and they will be like, what happened? Why are you so upset? And you might hide it, but they'll keep on asking you, and again they'll give you the space that you need, but they will also tell you to talk to them if you're comfortable, talk to someone. And another good thing is we have a counselor also in school, so for any help, the counselor is there.
Can you please describe for me a typical student at Canada Royal Arts? How do you remember students relating to one another?
Students, again, there was different kinds of students from different parts of the world, so it's kind of different. Like some students were really close to other students, some students would be really close to the teachers and staff and be having friends, but they would like communicate and tell their deepest things to the teachers, which is understandable and which is good because again, the teachers are the ones helping us after all. And if you kind of have that mental and emotional attachment to your teacher, that's really helpful in a school, because generally in high schools it's uh, bullying and all those unnecessary things which we really don't need. But in Canada Royal Arts School, each student looks and takes care of each student, and each teacher takes care of all the students. So we kind of have a good support system. And each student, like each individual student, again, it's different because first of all, we are in an art school. So all the students' expression is kind of different in general. So according to me in the school when I was there, there were students who would talk to everybody. There were students who wouldn't stop talking to anybody. Um, yeah, so some students felt were picky with their friends, which is also good. Uh, but they would again just everybody was just open. They didn't have a problem with any students or teachers. They would talk. They would have a closer bunch of friends, but in general, all the students would talk to everyone.
Great answer. Now I'm going to get a little personal here.
Mm,
Varun, do you think your experience at Canada Royal Arts shaped who you are today as a person, and in what way?
yes, a part of me. I would say a part of me because I feel all my high schools in general have changed my perspective. But Canada Royal Arts has changed me for a more positive trait because it has shown me like there are people you can talk to if you're going through anything. It is fine being friends or having that emotional supportive attachment to any staff, teacher, colleague, any higher person, or even friends. Uh, and yeah, it's changed me for a better person. And personally, I would say like I wouldn't have found anything related to fashion design without Canada Royal Arts. So Yeah. So it's changed me because now I know my purpose in life and my path in the future. So yeah, and the best thing is I know how to make bonds with people I feel can last a really long time.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. That's
Yeah.
heartening to hear that. Reflecting back on your own experience at the Canada Royal Arts School of Varun, if you had to pick something to change about the school, what would it be? Like, what would have helped you if it were different about the school when you were there?
There's nothing in particular actually I would change in, because like in the other 3 4 high schools I've gone to, I've had everything. And personally, for me as a person, as an art student, everything I've got from Canada Royal Arts is more than enough. And I feel is better than has given me more better things and results than the other schools. And be it like the number of students, be it the community, be it the exercise, the we even take part in celebrations like Christmas, Halloween, even the smallest thing we celebrate. It's like a really tiny family. And I feel you can't tell that really about any school unless you really mean it. And usually there will be people out of place in the other schools, but I feel everybody in the school was really stuck together. So yeah.
Okay, continuing on that, how has your perspective on the school and your experience there evolved? I mean, you only graduated a few months ago. Has your perspective on it changed at all?
No, it hasn't changed. I feel it might have got better. And personally, for me, if I ever find out that something negative has happened in the school, I would actually personally be disappointed. But I really don't think so. Anything negative will happen to the school in general. Yeah,
I, I, I get the feeling you miss it.
yeah, I would miss it because first of all, they were the people, like the teachers and students were the people I knew first being in Canada. Because the beginning I came to Canada, the next day I went to school. So it was like day one, I made friends. Day one, I met the teachers. Everybody was friendly, and yeah, and I feel like again the way we were close, the trips we took brought us all together even more. Mainly because of trips and the celebrations and what we did together. So yeah, I just feel I personally wouldn't get that in the future, or because I've never got that in the past, that kind of bond with a school.
Okay. We're going to bring this to a close soon. A few more questions, Varun. This is
Yeah.
a two-part question. First of all, would you recommend that students enroll in the Canada Royal Art School?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you give me 3 reasons, please?
Support and different fields of art. You know, so if you have something in mind, you go to the school. It might change because they give a lot of various educational aspects in the arts field. So you might change your career in the future. Maybe you might turn into want to be into fashion designer, maybe into just a painter, maybe the science. So anyways, and another thing I would say is another reason is just the bond, the community. You wouldn't find any like any school that has that kind of bond. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, outside of those 3 reasons, is there anything you would say to a family considering sending their child to the Canada Royal Art School right now? Is there something else they should know?
The parents, I would
Yeah.
say, uh, if your child wants to go into an arts high school, I would say this is one of the best schools out there, being that art high schools are very rare. Right now, even art colleges are very rare. So art high schools are even more rare to get into. or fine, but this school would be the best. Where it's located at, so, and if the parent needs to contact the student anywhere possible or need anything like regarding safety, the school handles it really well.
What about a family who's touring or visiting the school? What would you draw their attention to above all else, something special about the school?
I would say, I would say the location. Yeah, because it's located really close by to downtown, really close by to downtown, and the things around the school, like shops, restaurants, all those things. So students, like during lunch break, students can go get food, have a different choice. They might want to just take a breather outside the school. They can do that during lunch. So the location, like, and it's like there are people around the school, so safety is not a problem at all in general.
Now, I'm going to ask you to be a performer here.
Mhm.
Imagine on the other side of the camera, there's a student watching this, and that student has enrolled at the Canada Royal Arts School. One piece of advice would you give to that student just about to enter the school?
Bond with everyone there, because then life gets really easy and you personally won't feel out of place because everybody is strongly connected and they'll stick with you as long as you bond with them.